has always been politics when it comes to our strategic investments and military purchases. From 1999, when the Bofors deal was cracked, there was a lot of political opposition that was witnessed. Not to mention the Bofors were integral to the Kargil win that was achieved by the Indian Armed Forces. Then came the Rafale deal and a lot of upheaval that had taken place within the country, and it continues even so and even now. And finally, with the Predator deal that is being negotiated between India and United States of America, the opposition parties have yet again taken it upon themselves to attack the government over this. I'm going to open up this discussion over the political crisis that has been created by the opposition parties that could perhaps scuttle the deal itself. Who is it going to benefit then? Are the political optics that are being played right now to the benefit of the government, to the benefit of the citizens, and to the benefit of the country and the armed forces? Let's start off this discussion. I have with me Savio Rodriguez. Savio, getting a response from you, there has been this source-based information report that we have put out on our channel as well about the specifications, the prices, the deal that is going to be struck between India and the United States versus the deals that have already been struck, whether it is Morocco, whether it is UAE, United Kingdom, Taiwan, Belgium. And in terms of these comparisons that have been put forth, one can clearly understand the requirements and the specifications that India requires for this deal to go through. But why is it that the opposition continues to oppose it as it has done so in the past as well?
You know, Omega, the problem of the opposition, and it's always, it's rightful for the opposition to have a reason to complain. Unfortunately, the reasons that they pick up to complain or try to put the government on a mat happens to turn to be issues that fizzle out, because in the reality, the government has always ensured that it works for the interest of the people, whether you take the Rafale deal, whether you take the current Predator drone itself. One of the main aspects of the Predator drone is the anticipated cost that would be for the 31 drones that they're looking at. Now, to the best of my knowledge, and as per the government official statement that came out, 27% less is the current price, and we've not even started negotiating on the price.
Right.
More so, if you go to see what UAE did in terms of the purchase, they have paid $161 million for one drone. We are getting it at a price of $99 million. There's a huge difference. In fact, the one we are getting, the drone we are getting, is slightly more advanced from what the UAE has got, as per what the government officials have said. So I'm saying today, not everything in a deal looks as simple as the opposition makes out to be, or to allege that this is corruption, or this is wastage of taxpayers' money. There's obviously going to be a certain amount of intelligence that the defense and the government of India is going to utilize to ensure when they purchase defense-related, equipment or drones or planes, fighter planes, with the knowledge that the people of India are watching. The opposition is watching. Now, on something as silly as the drones, when you look at the pricing and what other countries have got, and the opposition is making a hue and cry about it, especially somebody like Pawan Khera, who makes statements and then comes out and apologizes afterwards, unconditional apology, like he did with the Assam CM. You never know. These guys want to find an issue to take up. They took up the Rafale. I remember at a time when Manoj Parrikar was very ill, the late defense minister and the former chief minister of Goa, Rahul Gandhi came to visit him. And there again, he raised the Rafale with absolute insensitivity as far as the condition of the late defense minister was all concerned. So these are basically tools of the opposition, in particular Congress, to try the wolf. Eventually, everybody in this country knows that the wolf that is in the sheep clothing is the Congress. Okay. So them crying wolf is really not going to make much of a difference to the BJP government at the center. The BJP government is going to ensure that the defense in India continues to be strong. The procurement we do for defense-related, equipment, whether it's the drones, whether it's the fighter planes, are always going to be top class and the need of the hour for the country. It is important for us to ensure that our defense is strong and the defense equipment and machines are stronger.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
So that's what's going to happen. So
Okay.
the Congress can continue to say what they did. I remember the Rafale very well. I remember it so well because it was at the end, the days of the late Mr. Manohar Parrikar. And they were vicious at a man as simple as Mr. Parrikar.
Okay.
A man of highest integrity.
Okay, all right.
And Rahul Gandhi
Fair enough.
took the opportunity to
You've
make
made
a
your
walk
point.
here.
You made your point. Sujata, she's a Congress spokesperson. Get into the conversation now. Now, is opposition creating this hoopla about the predator deals even before the deal has been signed, just for the sake of it, just for the sake of optics? And if at all these are optics at play, who are they benefiting?
Well, as far as the country is concerned, we are not going to keep quiet just because the BJP is going to be arrogant and dictatorial, because there are very, very pertinent questions over here. You know, in a world of artificial intelligence integration, these drones are coming without AI, one. Secondly, 2 months ago, the armed forces had informed the government that they require 80. We are getting 31. Why was DRDO made to work on, TAPAS BH201? Why did they have to spend 1,786 crores to develop drones when we were not even going to use them? And why are we going to buy drones which are much more expensive compared to drones which have been bought by various other countries, like the UK Air Force, the US Air Force, and the Australian government? They also went ahead with this deal, and then after that, what happened? They rejected it. So when things are not in order, what happens is that the Cabinet Committee on Security meeting is not held. It is the Prime Minister which heads it, and the Prime Minister decides what has to happen. There are lots of questions which are there, and these have not been answered by the government. So in its arrogance and dictatorial fashion, they can do whatever they want. But what happened to the Make in India and Atmanirbhar Bharat?
Okay.
They spoke a lot about it. One more point. When there is going to be 8 to 9% technology of transfer, what are they trying to tell us? That this is something which was developed in December 2017. This is not even the latest version. So the US is wanting to dump them and then use new drones. They're going to come to buy new drones, develop new drones, but we are going to be used to dump their old drones, and that is important for the country to know. Why is this happening? These are very simple questions.
Okay, these are accusations that you put forth. Vinita Hariharan, could you get into the conversation? I don't know, as per the report that has come out, sources close to NewsX has received this report. It says the drones would be 27% lower than the price of the other countries that have paid for them, and the final price would come down even further during the negotiations. The drone deals are only the United States of America has better quality drones than the ones that are being considered for purchase by India. Not to mention the equipment with which the drones are going to be coming to India. They are going to be the payloads that have been added to this deal are much higher, better in quality than they are that have been purchased by UK or Belgium or UAE. So now, Vinita, is this politics of war of words that is taking place? Also keeping in mind these are complex deals, we understand, and too much revelation is only going to scuttle the deal and perhaps be to the benefit of the enemy country. Maybe whether it's China that we are looking to at this point in time fight, and this deal would make us more superior when it comes to our military prowess and so on and so forth.
Right. So first of all, I think this, as you said, and as the other speakers, Savio has also pointed out, that this is a very, very specific high-end technology deal. So for which there is a one-to-one agreement between countries. So there is no middlemen playing over here. So that's the first clarification that we need to give here. And the second is that it is just the round 3 of the entire process of acquisition. We are still in the very early stages. So before even we take this very ambitious and very high technology deal forward, we have these naysayers coming forth and spoiling the whole environment and scuttling this whole nation building process that we are building brick by brick in this nation. Because what the Congress left behind 10 years back was absolutely nothing. We had a country even without toilets. So what are they even talking about? Anyway, so coming to the point, we are still in the very early stages of negotiations with the US government, and we're in round 3, and the CCA and all of those aspects, the cabinet committee approval comes in the round 11 or so, in the later stages. And I think the Congress need not teach us about administration. We know very well how to go about the processes of approvals. We'll definitely go by the the government approved processes, and there's no other way out. But at the moment, as we can see from the figures, that we are acquiring this at a very optimal cost when compared with other countries like UAE and other countries. We have it at the best optimum price. The exact price figures I don't want to quote, but it is less than the other countries is for sure. And secondly, it's also, as the US, our Indian Army, our Indian Navy chief has also stated in a conference recently, that this particular technology that we're taking for maritime surveillance is extremely crucial and important for us, and which we've been thinking about taking even about 5-6 years back. There have been requests from the Navy coming in for this kind of technologies, which is why we've gone forth and going forward with this acquisition of this particular technology from the US affairs. So there's absolutely no element of facts and figures behind the Congress's opposition, because they have to oppose for the sake of opposing. And like Savio said, it all fizzles out because there is no fact and there's no basis for their arguments.
Wing Commander Praful Bakshi, I'd like to get a perspective from a military man. And now we saw how Rafale played out, and we are seeing what is happening with the Predator deal. I think during the time when Bofors had been purchased by the government of India for military purposes, and particularly the role it had played for the Kargil war was imperative, essential for the war to be won by India. Now, in such a situation, do you think the common man is really going to be persuaded or swayed into the political bickering that is taking place over strategic deals that India signs for the safeguarding of our borders?
Thank you very much for calling me over for this important program. Well, let me tell you, ma'am, it has been right from beginning of 1948, Jeep scandal case, HDW submarine, Scorpion, Jaguar deal, everywhere, then Bofors deal. Wherever the defense deal, there has to be a scandal, because the whole system was such we had created that we actually did not want anything to manufacture ourselves. We wanted the buyers to come at the door so that the right people at the right places fill up their coffers. It has been happening from 47. So let us not fool each other that we are holier than thou. That besides, then when you saw Bofors, you just mentioned, when Bofors came, yes, there was an opposition. There was a lot of the smell of scandal, but it was all fruitless and useless because Bofors proved itself. During the Rafale, every country knows very well that Rafale is top of the class aircraft. Rafale actually outdid the F-18. So question is, this MQN, MQ-9, the Predator, and let me tell you one thing, all these drones have been hyped tremendously. Why? Because we did not develop these aero models. They are basically aero models dropped from our childhood days. They have been expanded, right? But question is, we did not do it because there was a policy right from beginning in our country not to develop yours and call the outsider. That is why HF-24 was not allowed to have the E-300 engine, and the Russian aircraft twisted the arms of the government and made us down 3 HF-24 squadrons to induct their MiG-23s. I'm telling you, there are a lot of pressures which are going on. All this political bickering on the television has outside people playing hands. That is there. So we better watch out and look out for them. So let us not get perturbed. This drone has proven itself. It is top of the shelf drone, no doubt. I am convinced the pricing is absolutely at par with, in competition with others. In fact, we are lower prices. But what we are going to get is our DRDO, our R&D is going to get into the act, and that they have agreed. The General Atomic has agreed. Our R&D will be allowed. We will be manufacturing our engine because we are already getting the R&D for the GE 414. We will develop more engine for drone. Without these technologies till date, India has not produced anything right from the honest rifle onwards.
Okay.
So now,
Okay.
at least we have started. Let it start. So
You know, I'm also a little surprised that why is it that the opposition has not raked up the issue of the transfer of technology and the jet engines that are going to be brought into India, with GE Aeronautics and HAL coming up with an agreement, that negotiation. But Sujata, you know, I'm a little perplexed with the kind of allegations that have been put forth by several political parties, whether it is Congress or the Aam Aadmi Party and others. Now, one political party, your party, is saying that the deal is overpriced. There's somebody else who's saying it's crony capitalism at its highest. Somebody else is saying this is military adventurism. But do you even have any facts and figures to actually substantiate your claims and accusations?
Let me remind you that on 20th December 2017, in a written reply to the Lok Sabha, the Minister of State for Defence, what did he say? And I quote, "Procurement of Predator B Sea Guardian is being progressed under Buy Global category and no transfer of technology is envisaged." So we are going by facts only. We are not speaking in air. Now, I want to understand that in today's times, isn't artificial intelligence integration important? I'm sure that there is merit in a lot of things that the army officer is saying. I do understand that requirement is requirement, but I would like to understand that if the armed forces informed the Modi government in April 2023 that we require 18, why are we going in for 31? And again, if there is going to be 8 to 9% technology of transfer, according to this reply from the government, it is the government which needs to clarify. And let me also tell the BJP spokesperson that her party might be in power, but there is an opposition in this country and there is democracy in this country. And whenever there is a deal, there will be questions. You will have to answer because you are answering not just to the Congress party, but we are speaking on behalf of the people of India and you have to answer. So everything has to be transparent. I asked you one simple question in the beginning that there was no cabinet committee on security meeting to approve the drone deal. Why is it that the Prime Minister has decided what has to happen? This is not a dictatorship. You are a party which is in power, and your party, that means your leaders who are members of parliament and our ministers, they are also responsible. So they should also be taken on board.
Okay.
The opposition should also
you
be
made your
taken on
point,
board.
Sujata. Let Vinita answer these questions. Vinita, are these questions unfounded? Should there be responsibility of the government to keep the political parties informed about this deal? Why is it that these questions are being raised by the Congress?
Yeah, so like I just said, we are still in the early stages of negotiations and discussion with the US government, and it's all out there. Whatever we are doing is out there. It's fully transparent. I mean, these kind of negotiations and these kind of transfer between government to government, deals cannot be undercover. It's all over there, and so there's no hiding facts here. And also about a democracy. Absolutely, we believe in democracy, but we do not believe in in cutting down processes which are important for nation building, which is just for the sake of opposition, just for the sake of opposing big deals which are strategically and nationally important, which the Indian Navy chief has also stated the importance of this surveillance mechanism, the maritime surveillance mechanism that we are, primarily maritime is also Air Force and Army is also involved, but these are crucial for the defense strategies which countries like China have already acquired 5 years back. So we cannot be, behind the game in these defense deals. So therefore, utmost priority for the BJP government is the security of the nation. So we will do that following all fair and transparent processes. And about the cabinet committee, like we said, and many other, people have also said again and again that we are still in round 3 of the negotiations, and cabinet committee approvals comes later, which will definitely cannot be bypassed. It's a constitutional requirement requirement which cannot be bypassed, and we will definitely be following that rule. And as far as Atmanirbharta is concerned, out of the 21 drones, at least I think 9 of them only would be taken from, acquired, and the rest of them will be manufactured locally. And also it's going to be triggering so much of, opportunities for the MSMEs in the aeronautical space, the kind of, the ripple effect that this kind of a deal will have on the local economy is going to be amazing. And it's going to be, and we've proven it all over in other sectors as well, how we are invested in Atmanirbharta. So there is, definitely nobody can question this government of all the governments about Atmanirbharta, the kind of, efforts that we've been taking for developing the MSMEs, which have been a neglected sector all along. But we are promoting the MSMEs in all sectors, and even this deal is going to be triggering a whole lot of economy at the local level.
Okay.
And and in the manufacturing capacities of India itself, it's going to be improving, and also about the technology transfer, it's going to be as is required to enhance the capacities of our local manufacturers.
Fair enough. Savio, so how do we tackle this? What is the kind of impression that the people of the country are getting, and also the kind of warnings that are being put forth that do not fall in an enemy's trap that would then perhaps scuttle the deal? Now, who are these entities that are being hinted at? Is there a larger purpose of some vested parties, vested individuals, organizations and foundations, maybe outside of India, who are also looking at these pitfalls that are being created to put these deals in jeopardy?
There are two very important aspects of the Predator drone that needs to be understood by the people of India. And what we are at this current stage as far as development and technology in the drone space in India. We are still at a nascent stage, number one. So you have something known as endurance and altitude. The Predator drones, which the Indian government is looking at acquiring, they are the ones that actually are one of the best as far as endurance is concerned, which is about 33 hours and an altitude of about 40,000, square meters high, kind of a thing. Now, the important aspect of it is, can we build that in India at this point of time? The answer is no. We don't have the technology in India right now. Should that mean that we should be ill-equipped as far as defense is concerned? The answer is no. We need to look at the fact that, listen, like the Navy chief had said, that we are going to take, let me quote him in fact directly, by inducting these, I think the initial 10 will come in, built in the US and come here. The rest will be built in India, so that will give us an advantage of various technologies that can be transferred in terms of radar processing, sensor fusion, part of the aircraft, then titanium alloy, and various different aspects, maybe even AI, as Sujata was talking about. So these are things that can be developed on it. And when I mean 40,000 square feet, that's a huge, 40,000 feet, sorry, that's a huge distance. Now, we are not in that space right now. We are certainly moving forward as far as drone technology is concerned. But as far as very high-end defense, hail UAVs or drones, we are not in that space yet, and we need to learn about it. Yes. So therefore, it is only prudent for us to acquire something which is the best at this point of time at a cost which is competitive with the best when compared to other countries. So I don't understand where the real confusion really is. Now, you might say, okay, make in India, and I agree. We should make in India. But you can't make in India if you don't have the technology, right? So you have to learn from somewhere, from the best, on how to make something that is the best and make it better, right? That's the whole idea. And I think the opposition is just beating around the bush as far as issues are concerned. And just like the Rafale deal, this is also going to fizzle out with the Congress and the opposition actually having egg on their face as compared to the facts that they are putting out, because they have no facts.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.